The conversation in our heads could either be our greatest ally or our biggest enemy. For most of us, it's been our biggest enemy and we didn't even realize it. My name is Blake McMurray, and I've discovered a way to live that has shifted every aspect of my life. I want to share it with you. So, if you've known me for any period of time, you know I am obsessed with pickleball. And in my pursuit to get better, I lost my joy for the game. It became more frustrating than fun. And I realized it was because I just was working on the court with unrealistic expectations about how I should be performing. I had a really quick temper. If you've played with me, you've seen it. And I was constantly judging myself, never other people, but totally critical of my own self. And the way I was trying to push through that was over coaching myself. And I did that to death. There was no room in my brain, in the environment I had created for myself, for anything good. I was only focused on the things that I didn't have yet, the gap between where I was and where I wanted to go, totally dismissing the gain that I had already accomplished. I realized it wasn't mechanics at that point. Not that that can't improve, but it really was my negativity in my brain. So I knew I needed to tackle it, but I didn't know how. I went searching for a solution, and that's when I found positive intelligence. They said they could teach me how to quiet all that negative chatter in my head and help me learn to live in the present moment, which I equated with flow. So teach me to get in flow, baby. What I discovered was the negative voices in my head. Okay, it's not actually me. It's what positive intelligence calls saboteurs. And they really are overused strengths that we developed as young children. We didn't have a lot of emotional management skills. So we would lean into our strengths to learn how to navigate the world. And that worked. And so we just started using it for everything. Now it's just our go to that we use regardless of what the situation is. Our brain's job basically is to protect us. It's going to do whatever it can to protect us and to keep us safe and to keep us comfortable. The brain's perspective on danger, though, is a little skewed. It's not necessarily based on reality because our brain is wired for survival and sees everything as a threat. For example, say you text a friend to go to lunch and a couple hours passes, you still haven't heard back. So you think, did I say something? Like, did we have a falling out that I don't remember? And you start spinning all the way to, are we even really friends anymore? It's crazy. Like our brain totally prepares us for worst case scenario. Most dangers that our brain is seeing, it's just regular life. It's things that happen every day. We get so used to thinking this way, we don't even notice it anymore. We have success scripts that have worked in the past, but they're outdated and overused. So, our first job is to build awareness. Think of it as your saboteur voice chimes in is like putting your hand on a hot stove. Like you're going to want to take it off as quick as you can. So, in learning to recognize saboteurs, it's not that we will never get sabotaged again, but our goal is to learn how to shift out of it quickly. Let me introduce you to the saboteurs. The main one is called the judge, and he is the master critic, finding fault in everything we do, everybody around us, and all our circumstances. He convinces you that his criticism is your motivation, and it's the only way for you to stay safe. So, as we recognize that is the driver that has gotten us to accomplish a lot, what we've missed is the damage that it is also doing. So the judge does not like to work alone. He likes to bring accomplices with him. There are 9 others, but I just want to talk about a few to get you started. Hyperachiever, that's my top saboteur and really played a big part in my pickleball journey. It convinces me that I should be further along by now. I'm behind all the people that are around me. I'm never going to catch up. I'm never going to be good enough. I've got to work harder. I have got to try harder to get to my goals. Going to bed at night, I could accomplish 98 things out of 100 on my list. And those 2 things, I would just convince myself, oh, you're such a loser. You can't even get those things done. The goalpost always moves for hyperachiever. Controller. Controller convinces you if you don't handle every nuance of a situation, there might be some balls that drop and that's not going to be safe. So I'm going to manage every variable to make sure this goes well. Hypervigilant. No matter what happens, my brain has 20 different scenarios of how it might play out and A, B, and C components just to make sure I've got it. So if one of those things actually happens, I'll be ready. I also realized this was a huge epiphany that there is a biblical connection with this. I've read for years to take every thought captive, to be anxious for nothing, but I couldn't figure out how do you actually put that into practice. I would try to execute it, but it was always short-lived. And I just constantly lived in a fear mode without understanding how to get out of that. Learning how to quiet those voices has helped me shift in my faith in such a powerful way. I finally figured out the how to do what Jesus had been saying to do in the Bible, and now it makes so much sense to me. I've learned what's possible. Life without the saboteurs running the show. Instead of the constant chatter in my head all the time, I have this sense of calm and peace. Instead of reacting from fear, I'm able to pause and respond out of wisdom. And instead of getting hijacked by all the circumstances that show up in our everyday life, I learn how to stand in the unshakable truth of who I am in Christ. I want you to understand, your brain is not broken. It is perfectly designed and it's operating how it is designed to operate. The saboteurs developed to help us survive, but it's like we're still operating from an old programming system. Kind of like an overprotective parent might come in and see you as vulnerable. It's scanning for threats that probably aren't there. It wants to protect you. Our old operating system runs everything through that system. The good news is we can upgrade it. We can retrain this. So this week, all I want you to do is start building awareness of the voices in your head and start calling out, who are the saboteurs coming in to save the day? In the next episode, I want to talk about the tools I've been using to help calm the voices, move me into a sense out of fear and into peace so we can start creating the life that you long for. I'll see you then.